The Senate would come to order. Senator Kerr, would you please lead us in the pledge? Let's see, I don't see Senator Kerr. Senator Crowder, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Mr. Majors, would you please take the roll?
Aguilar. Balmer. Baumgartner. Brophy. Cadman. Crowder. Grantham. Guzman. Harvey. Heath. Herpin. Hill. Hodge. John. Johnston. Jones. Kafalis. Kerr. King. Lambert. Lundberg. Marble. Newell. Nicholson. Renfro. Rivera. Roberts. Scheffel. Schwartz. Stedman. Talktrop. Todd. Uleberry. Zenzinger. Madam President.
Here. With 35 present, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate has a quorum. Motion to adopt the journal. Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam President, I move that the Journal for April 22nd be dispensed with, the reading of the Journal for April 22nd be dispensed with, and the Journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary. Thank you.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion is adopted. Senate Services.
April 23rd, 2014, correctly printed. Senate Bills 209, 210, 211, 212, correctly engrossed. Senate Bills 182, 184, 185, and 186. Senate Joint Resolution 10, correctly re-engrossed. Senate Bills 1214 and 162, correctly revised. House Bills 1061, 1204, 1260, 1280, 1288, 1314, 1354, and House Joint Resolution 1014, correctly re-revised. House Bill 1313, correctly enrolled. Senate Bills 156 and 160.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning. I move that we proceed out of order for the purpose of considering Senate Joint Memorial 4.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We will proceed out of order to take up Senate Joint Memorial 4. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Joint Memorial 4?
Senate Joint Memorial 4 by Senator Balmer and Representative Holbert concerning memorializing former Senator Frank Kemp.
Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move Joint Memorial 4 and ask that it be read at length.
Thank you, Mr. Majors. Would you please read Senate Joint Memorial 4 at length?
Whereas, our respected former colleague, Frank Kemp, a past member of the Colorado General Assembly, departed this life on April 8, 2013 at the age of 91. And whereas Senator Kemp was born in Denver, Colorado on May 10, 1921. And whereas in 1942, Senator Kemp graduated from Yale University where he played varsity football and rugby. And whereas Senator Kemp served in the United States Marine Corps during World War II and was awarded 2 Bronze Stars, a Silver Star, a Soldier's Medal, a Gold Star, and 2 Purple Hearts for numerous acts of bravery and selflessness. And whereas after sustaining a serious shrapnel injury in Okinawa, Japan in 1945, Senator Kemp returned to the United States and underwent months of rigorous rehabilitation before joining the football coaching staff at the U.S. Naval Academy. And whereas Senator Kemp returned to Denver in 1947 to work for the Great Western Sugar Company and later co-founded the successful land and livestock company Etcheper and Kemp. And whereas in 1951, Senator Kemp married Polly Wilson, and in later years they became the proud parents of Frank and Hovey and the proud grandparents of Matthew and Wilson. And whereas Senator Kemp was elected to the Colorado House of Representatives in 1952 and served 3 terms. And whereas Senator Kemp was elected to the Colorado Senate in 1967 and served 1 term. And whereas, among other appointments, Senator Kemp served on the Agriculture and Livestock Committee, as Vice Chair of the Finance Committee, and as Chair of the Business Affairs and Labor Committee. And whereas Senator Kemp was instrumental in the legislation that allowed for the founding of Metropolitan State University of Denver, and whereas Senator Kemp was a dedicated community leader and served on many local boards, including the Colorado Cattle Feeders Association, the Colorado State Historical Society, and St. Joseph's Hospital. And whereas Senator Kemp was known for his integrity, generosity of spirit, and commitment to service. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the 69th General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the House of Representatives concurring herein, that in the death of Frank Kemp, the people of the State of Colorado have lost a dedicated public servant and an outstanding citizen, and that we, the members of the Colorado General Assembly, extend our deep and heartfelt sympathy to the members of his family and pay tribute to a man who served his state well and faithfully. Be it further resolved that copies of this joint memorial be sent to Senator Kemp's wife, Polly Kemp, his sons Frank Kemp and Hovey Kemp, and his grandsons Matthew Kemp and Wilson Kemp.
Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. It is my honor to bring Joint Memorial 4 to tell you a little bit about the life of Senator Frank Kemp. I did not know Senator Kemp. I was asked to run this memorial because Senator Kemp was a Republican from Denver. And he chaired a committee, and you know, the reason he chaired a committee was because the Republicans controlled the Senate when he served in the Senate. So he lived during wonderful, wonderful time in Colorado history. Let me tell you about this guy. This guy was an amazing guy. He got 2 Bronze Stars, a Silver Star, a Gold Star, and 2 Purple Hearts. And he was severely injured and came back and went through a lot of rehab and eventually was able to carry on and was at the coaching staff of the Naval Academy. He served for 3 terms in the House, 1 term in the Senate. His most momentous bill, or the bill that he's most remembered for, was the bill to create Metro State University in Denver. And his family is not here. His family lives out of state in Washington, D.C. area and also in New York State. We wanted to remember Senator Kemp, and we're going to be sending this to his family after it passes the Senate and the House. We do not need to do a roll call. We discussed that, but since the family is not here, we were just going to pass it normally. But I appreciate you taking a moment to listen to his life. He obviously led an extraordinary life, and Colorado was made a much better state because of his leadership.
Senator Schwartz.
Thank you, Madam President, and as a friend of the Kemp family, I just would like to extend my condolences to them and acknowledge the leadership of their father.
Any further discussion on Senate Joint Memorial 4? Members, the question before us is the adoption of Senate Joint Memorial 4. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Joint Memorial 4 is adopted. Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that this morning's roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Any objection? Seeing none, this morning's roll call will be added as co-sponsors to Senate Joint Memorial 4. Committee reports.
April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1178 be amended as follows and as so amended before the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1001 be amended as follows and as so amended before the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following Senate Bill 155 be amended as follows and as so amended before the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1159 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1101 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1180 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1278 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1227 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1269 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation. April 22nd, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1119 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations.
Third reading of bills. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 186?
Senate Bill 186 by Senator Schwartz and Kerr and Representative Tyler concerning the aggregation of efficiency projects in small communities in order to attract private sector investment through performance contracting.
Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Madam President. We move Senate Bill 186 on third reading and final passage. We ask for your aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of Senate Bill 186. Are there any no votes? Senators Baumgartner, Lambert, Harvey, Marble, Brophy, Lundberg, Shuffle, Balmer, Grantham, Renfro. Mr. Minority Leader. Senator Hill. With 23 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 186 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senators Nicholson, Aguilar. Mr. Majority Leader. Senator Todd. Senator Jones. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 184?
Senate Bill 184 by Senator Schwartz and Representative Quorum concerning oversight of the industrial hemp program.
Senator Schwartz. Senator Schwartz.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 184 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of Senate Bill 184. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 184 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Excuse me. Senators, lots of you. Mr. Majority Leader, Senators Harvey, Lambert, Herpin, Baumgartner, Madam President Pro Tem, Senators Marble, King, Balmer, Lundberg, Renfro, Zenzinger, Aguilar, Nicholson, Kafalas, Stedman, Newell, John, Talktrap, Mr. Minority Leader, Senators Jones, Hodge, Todd, Crowder. Please add the President. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 185?
Senate Bill 185 by Senators Johnston and Zenzinger and Representative Pedersen concerning pay for success contracts for successful early childhood education services programs.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of Senate Bill 185 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of Senate Bill 185. Are there any no votes? Senators Crowder, Renfro, Baumgartner, Mr. Minority Leader, Senators Scheffel, Grantham, Harvey, Brophy, Herpin, Lundberg, Marble, King, Rivera, Lambert, Roberts, Balmer, Hill. With 18 ayes, 17 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 185 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Kefauver, Senators Nicholson, Madam President Pro Tem, Senator Kerr, Senators Todd, Aguilar, Noel, Ulibarri. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 182?
Senate Bill 182 by Senator Hodge and Representative Pennington concerning procedures governing discussions by boards of education of school districts while meeting in executive session.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 182 and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I come down to speak briefly. I didn't engage in the debate on seconds at all, but I deeply disagree with this bill. I believe the bill will do little more than simply harass school district boards. If it's really a good idea that there be this higher standard of reporting on executive sessions, then it should be across the table for all boards within the state rather than simply school boards. And I come down to speak because what I have observed is a few school boards are actually taking independent action and a course different than the prescribed path that all school boards are expected to take, and one of which is the school board in my district. And I attended one of their meetings this spring and discovered that the acrimony that that those who disagree with the policies are putting forth in their public meetings is forcing a great deal of their discussion to find some other path. And I believe that this bill is simply is going to harass school boards. I don't see that it's good public policy. As I say, if it's good public policy, then it would not just target school boards. It would deal with the executive sessions of all boards and commissions in Colorado. I'm a no vote.
Question before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 182. Are there any no votes? Senators Scheffel, Rivera, Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Crowder, Renfro, Baumgartner, Harvey, Lambert, Brophy, Hill, Herpin, Lundberg, Marble, Grantham, King, Roberts, Balmer. Senator Balmer, I've got you. With 18 ayes, 17 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Senate Bill 182 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Ulibarri. Senator Kefauver. Please add the President. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1260?
House Bill 1260 by Representative Foote, Senator Johnston, concerning the creation of 3 mandatory minimum presumptive